During the era of my father, we made monumental strides. He and his team and others were able to help us get a Civil Rights Act, a Voting Rights Act, fair housing legislation. So citizenship issues were accomplished. But the challenge for us now is to focus on major issues, like how do we create opportunities and options for young people, for generations yet unborn.
Keeping on that same theme of the younger generation, what challenges and things do you think that we need to start thinking about in order to continue moving that needle forward?
Young people are already leading in the service. You graduate in 4 years of college in the ROTC. You are a lieutenant, which is a commanding officer in the military. So if you can command troops at 21 years old, why then can't you run for city council or county commissioner or state legislative office or school board? These are mostly all part-time positions. And if you can lead in military, then you can lead in public service. We need young people to be engaged in leading as elected officials. So that's one of the things that I'm very a big promoter of. We have the ability to do most anything. We just have to identify the will. When ability and will connect, it yields results.
So keeping that in mind, there is still that tremendous amount of respect for your father and his dream. Do you believe that his dream has come true, or that one day it will, if not?
Let me say it this way. I believe certain aspects of the dream have become true. And certainly for some, the level of fulfillment is real. But the reality is, when we talk about a dream of freedom and justice and equality for all humankind, we are not anywhere near where we need to be, in my judgment. That does not mean we hadn't made progress.
I agree.
That just means that we still got monumental areas of progress to make. The hope is we have a new commander-in-chief on January 20th. In just a couple days from now, the King holiday. And when that new commander-in-chief comes in, I believe we're going to see a lot of changes that reflect the America that we should be. You know, define great again. It sounded good to someone, but I don't know when that existed. I know that America can become great, has the potential. Dad talked about making America the America that it ought to be. And what that means is a nation where everyone has the same opportunity. And racism, which is something that we have to address for once and for all. And it's not going away. It's going to have to be addressed. And fortunately, there are millions of young people, white and black and Latino and Hispanic and Asian, who are determined to change this country. That change is going to happen. And I tell you, young people are going to address these issues. There's no question in my mind that is the direction we're headed in right now.
My grandfather had a dream that his 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that enough is enough.
And it's also a very good day when you speak of achievements and accomplishments to be here at Ebenezer Baptist Church. You know, your great-grandfather was a pastor here for many years. Your grandfather was a pastor for 37 years and then co-pastored with your father, Martin Luther King Jr., for the majority of the 1960s. And then you think back to the current pastor since 2005, Reverend Raphael Warnock, was just recently elected as the first black senator in the state of Georgia. How does that feel?
Listen, it feels great, but more than anything else, it is a wonderful tradition. It's a continuation of the tradition of what Martin Luther King Jr. represented. And Reverend Warnock, for all the years that he's been here, has been involved in this community, dealing with issues around criminal justice reform, trying to get health care, expanded Medicaid, all of those things. Now he will be able to literally vote to make sure that that happens for the residents of Georgia. And the leadership that he's going to bring is going to be phenomenal. And I think my father is probably smiling down. My father and mother are looking down, smiling.
Absolutely, and diversity in leadership is so important, whether it's politics, whether it's a workplace environment, which is something I definitely want to get to in a second. How important is it for business leaders to continue supporting the Black community?
First of all, business leaders should be doing even more than they are doing. There should be true diversity, and there should be inclusion, and there should be some engagement. As you, as an organization, as Kith is operating, is really you are a leader.
Why is it important to collaborate with a brand like Kith?
It's important because of the fact that you are educating a whole consumer division of young people who are so excited about what you represent. And it's really education and information. You could partner with anyone, but they may not necessarily have the objective of really not just providing a clothing item, but to provide some information and insight. And what I like about what you all do is you are providing information and insight. And the fact of the matter is there will be millions of young people who will see you and see that they can become executives in major corporations. That has not always been the case, by the way.
Absolutely.
So that's huge. What your being where you are on its own is going to inspire thousands and maybe millions of young people, because oftentimes we have to see someone like us to realize that we maybe can do something like that too.